Hey, this is Rick. So it's Monday. I got out nice and early. Woke up at 4 a.m., got out by 4:30, but I want to tell people what I made on Saturday. But I'm going to do that a little bit later on in the video and talk first about some of the things that I've learned about starting YouTube and getting into more of these videos and creating some higher quality content. And I think that's going to be good stuff for people that are watching this to learn about the journey, about what it takes. So what I'm learning is that, you shouldn't just be making a bunch of shorts. So I should probably start out there. I watched some things that started talking about how much you make for shorts versus long form videos, and what I found out is that you can get about 1 million views on a YouTube short, and you might make 50 bucks or something. You can get 1 million views in a long form video, you make 5,000. So really got to get into long form videos. The good news is I kind of was already heading in that direction, and I had heard a little bit that YouTube shorts really weren't where the money's at, but you can use them to direct people to your long form videos. So eventually I got to learn how to do that. But the other thing is, creating a little bit higher quality content. So the first thing I thought about was that the videos that seem to do the best are ones that have a nice backdrop and give some people something visually to look at. And I found an app called Mixcam that would let me do this little effect I'm doing right here, where I'm up in the window and then there's something for people to look at. So in this case, I'm out in front of what's called the Camperdown development in Greenville, South Carolina on Broad Street. It is across the street from the Peace Center, and the Peace Center is the place where all the Broadway shows come in, and a bunch of other things like that. Then you got the Courtyard by Marriott over here that's got Indako, the new Italian restaurant, and Oku, fancy sushi restaurant that has another location originally down in Charleston, decided to open up here in Greenville. That's kind of a common thing to see a lot of that. And then this is just my regular parking space where I usually sit when I'm waiting for rides, and the reason is I'm in between a whole bunch of hotels. So what you're seeing here is that this is my vehicle over here. I drive an Acura MDX, and I just park over here, and the reason is that over in this direction you've got the Westin Poinsett Hotel. You can see their light right there up on top of the roof. So I get a bunch of people out of there. Sometimes I get the Courtyard Marriott right over here, right across the street. Over in that direction a couple blocks is the Embassy Suites, and then right here you got the AC Hotel, and then back behind that you got the Grand Bohemian, which is really nice and upscale. I get a lot of really good riders out of there going over to the airport, and what you're gonna find is that is very... So what I do is I get out real early in the morning, and then I turn around and I park over here, and I get all these airport runs. Now the airport runs, if you do them by yourself, you're not gonna make, do them by themselves, you don't get a tip, then you're not going to make good enough money to be able to justify the drive over there, because it's about 14 miles. And on Comfort and Excel, Uber in this area will pay you anywhere from $14 on the low end for a Comfort up to maybe $17, $18 if it's busy. And then on Excel, you're going to get about $15, $16 on the low end, up to $21, $22 for a base. The problem is I got to make at least $1 a mile to be able to justify the ride. And if I don't get a tip, then I'm kind of in trouble. The good news is generally people about 90% of the time do tips on airport runs, especially coming out of these hotels, all these business people, and out of the Augusta Street area over there. And I'll be able to make it work, make it happen. So that's how I start out my mornings. Now, what I wanted to talk about as far as the YouTube videos go is that I also looked into a few things, some equipment, and I found a gimbal that when you get the gimbal, it comes with some auto editing software. So I went ahead and ordered that up, and I'm going to start using that and try to make some better long form videos. And I am moving forward. I went from 2 subscribers at the beginning of last week. I'm up to 11 as of this morning. So not a huge number, but percentage wise it's a huge increase. So I'm pretty excited about the fact that I had a large increase in subscribers. Thank you to everybody that did that and subscribe for me if they happen to watch this video. But that's going to allow me to start getting into long form videos. And the other thing that I've learned is that if I can get an attractive, background in here, my videos seem to do better. So I'm going to wind up starting to do, more of those. And I'm getting something for my car where I'll have a little phone mount that's going to hang from my rear view mirror, which you kind of can't see because it's a little bit too dark in here. But I'm going to hang that from my rear view mirror, and that's going to let me create some B-roll. And then I'll also be able to do tours up and down Main Street and talk about the history of the different businesses and buildings and a little bit more about Greenville. and add that in to my talk about how I'm creating these videos and what it's taking to get that whole process going. So I'm looking forward to that. I also got a a tripod that will let me set it up and back away from it and control the camera and turn it all on and off remotely. So I'm kind of looking forward to that, and I think that's cool. Now, as far as what I made on Saturday, let's talk about that. So on Saturday, I drove this little sucker around. Not too bad. I enjoy it. It's I got to make sure that I make a lot of money per mile to be able to justify it. I really need to be at $1.25 to $1.50 a mile. $1.25 is good, and a little bit hard to get. Sometimes I get $1.50, and that's great. If I can get to $1.50, then I'm really doing well. My depreciation on the vehicle is 26 cents a mile, which is kind of high for a vehicle that you're using for Uber. So anyway, on Saturday, I got out early in the morning. I made my goal as far as getting out that way. I drove from 4 in the morning until I think around 8 p.m. if I remember right. And I maxed out my hours on Uber. They, after 12 driving hours, you have to stop. And I did max that out, and it stopped me, and I got to $413. So that made me wind up ending out with a fairly good week. I got $10 in cash tips, and I was able to make $413. So if anybody's interested, wants to know a little bit more about how I do that, and if they're thinking, hey, that's pretty good money, or I'm driving for Uber and Lyft and I'm not making that kind of cash, I do have a lot of little tricks that will work for that. Hit me up down in the comments, and I'll talk to you a little bit about it and try to help you out. And I do usually make anywhere from about $1,700 a week up to $2,200–$2,300. So if that sounds like good money to you and you'd like to know how I do that, drop me a line in the comments there, and I'd be glad to talk with you a little bit and help you out. So anyway, that's gonna be the end of the video. I am a old broken down combat vet, and I really need some subscribers. So if you made it this long in the video, I really do need some subscribers to get the algorithm going and help me find my audience. So if you would, please help me out and subscribe, hit the like button for the video. It would mean a real lot to me. I'm taking this serious, and I really do want to start making some high quality content. So this is Rick's Media signing out. Thank you, and look forward to the growth on the channel.